Hello everyone and welcome to the email etiquette video for the communication department. Let's go ahead and just get started. Alrighty, let's go ahead and start on. Of course, this is just an email etiquette PowerPoint slide for the Brewer College Communication Department. So let's just get right into it. First, we have a student named Sean who said, "Hello, I didn't get the survey email for the Farage Sirah convo last Thursday." And the response was just, "Hello, Sean. Thank you for contacting Communications. Which door did you exit from? Or can you describe the usher who scanned your student ID?" So, of course, let's point out a couple of things from this response. We have a formal greeting, just "Hello, Sean." We want to address the student. We have a "Thank you for contacting Communications." We could say that, or we can say, "I hope this email finds you well," just something, a nice formal greeting. And we have just a question. So we just want to see who they could have gotten their communication card scanned from. Next, we have a student inquiring about a play. So the email states, "Hello, I attended the Seagull play on Friday and had my card scanned, but have not received credit for it yet. I just wanted to email early before I leave for break. My home doesn't have internet. All the best, Kaylee." And the communication response was, "Kaylee, thank you for contacting Communications. The credit for Friday's performance of the play is still pending. It should be uploaded at the end of Thanksgiving break. If you do not see a change in your credits, please feel free to reach back out." So again, just a greeting. I like to say the student's name simply because, it's addressing the student themselves. And then we have, again, a nice greeting. "Thank you for contacting Communications. And since this co-curricular credit is still not uploaded, we state that it is still pending. We don't have an exact date of when it is to be uploaded, but we do know it will be at the end of Thanksgiving break. And again, if they just don't see their credit at the end of Thanksgiving break, just email us back." Okay, next we have an email from a student, and he's missing a credit from the cornbread and tortillas communication. And he said he did get his card swiped. Sometimes students say swiped, but it's scanned. And it just never showed up on my Berea. And so our grading was just, "Hello, Armando, thank you for bringing this to our attention." Again, just a formal greeting. "Listed below are our office hours for the semester. Please confirm a day and time you can stop by so we can fix this issue. I would also like to mention that the last day to fix this issue is Friday, November 22nd at 11 a.m. So around this time, well, now we don't, since we don't have office hours, but in a regular semester, you always want to close your signature as "Kindest regards, Convo Team, Draper," the location of the office, Draper 304A, and then just the semester and our office hours listed. So this was for fall of 2019. So we have our office hours listed at the date and the time slots that we were available. But your hours are going to vary. And like I said, typically, I would suggest just not doing hours at 7 o'clock in the morning, because no one is going to go into convo at 7 o'clock in the morning, or 8 a.m. when office is open. I'm sorry. So typically we would start opening up. The earliest was 9:30, as you can see on Friday. We would have a couple of students coming in, a class would get canceled, and right before or after breakfast, or whatnot. But the hours are something that you yourself and the assistant manager will come up with independently. And so at the end of this email, we did say, "I would also like to mention that the last day to fix this issue is this Friday, November 22nd at 11 a.m. So at the end of every semester, Thomas has to upload all of the combo credits to the registrar, and those are finalized. That says either pass or did not pass for convocation that term. So what that means is that we have to set a deadline for students in order for them to all come in and get all their issues fixed. Typically in the middle of the semester, around midterms, whether it's spring or fall, you do want to share that, "Hey, this is the midterm. Since you're in the middle of fixing your grades, let's get on top of fixing our convocations in case we miss one in August," or whatever the case may be. Because what we don't want to see happen is a student come in saying they missed opening convo, and it's November 22nd and they do not remember a thing about convo. and it looks like they're lying. They may have gone or may not have gone, but they just simply just can't remember anything that happened in August. And so we want to avoid those things. So in the middle of the semesters, let's try and have Thomas send down emails saying, hey, middle of the semester, let's check our combos. And that can prevent, a huge wave of students all coming in that week of November 22nd, or just students forgetting, people forget, times are busy. So this was just one of the emails. And like I said, we do choose our hours. So we will have students coming in and saying, hey, my hours just don't line up with yours. And that was the case with this student named Imelda. And she said, I can't meet with you during any of those hours. Please find attached my schedule to this email so that we could find a suitable time to meet. And personally, we never met with students outside. It was very rare if, we met up at the CPO while I was getting mail, or, just very rare. But we try to avoid that and not do it at all. It's only happened once that I'm aware of. But typically our response to this looks like this. We just say, hi, Menda. Thursday before or after combo could work. It would take no more than 5 minutes. Is this something that would work? So as you can see, first thing right off the bat, I didn't say, I hope this email finds you well. This was already a chain of emails that we had exchanged. So that grading was just not really mandatory at that point. We were sending emails back and forth. But Thursday convocation always works. It works great. There are classes, the last class that's scheduled is at 2:50 before 3 p.m. combo. So what that means is that a student, if they're not scheduled, their class is not scheduled between 2:50 and 3 p.m., they have about 10 minutes, where they can sit down with you, talk really quickly about XYZ combo they missed, and then they can get their credit that way. If not, they can, up to them, they could do it after. Combo ends at 4:15, latest they'd be leaving is 4:20, where you'll be sitting down with them. Or actually, I'm sorry, scratch that. Combo ends at 4:15, but what you as a manager have to do after combo, you have to stay at the table, have a list of students who don't have their B card, and write their name and their B numbers. Once you're done with that, then you can address any other student like Imelda, who only has time during combo, takes 5 minutes max. Just get the information you need, and then boom, combo, credit there, solved, problem solved. Okay, and now we have just some mock emails I sent to the combo team. And some of them, these are just some of the things that typically what your emails will look like. So I said, I'm missing my night combo credit from last week. My B number is this, thanks. Plain and simple, I need my credit fixed. Well, first off, this student didn't specify what combo credit. And in addition to that, we can't just fix someone's combo credit if we have their name and B number. That'd be awesome, easier on us, less work on us. But at the end of the day, students can just be saying things, saying, hey, I wanted this combo, fix it, put in my combo credit. And we don't really know how to confirm whether they were there or not. And so a great response to this email would be, hello, Daniela, thank you for reaching out to us. Could you please specify which convocation you are referring to? Additionally, you have to come into our office hours to discuss the issue at hand. Please come in during our office hours and I will be happy to help. And typically, like I said, in a regular semester, we'll have our office hours listed below, but this was just a mock email I sent to myself, so no need to worry. And then another mock email I sent to myself. I said, hi, I went to combo last night and there were no ushers after the play. I need my credit because I went, but no one scanned my card. Well, first thing that should be running through your mind is, we have ushers at all 3 doors of the theater play location. So there's no way they missed an usher. But we can't say that. So we respond in a very formal email. We say, hello, Daniela, thank you for reaching out to us. Could you schedule a time to visit our office in Draper 304A? We have ushers in every exit at theater combos. I would love to discuss what could have gone wrong during the play. Please let me know what day and time works best. And like I said, typically we have a section that says this is our office hours and you just want to address the issue at hand. And lastly, our last mock email, well, this is a real email. We have people from outside of the community, not really in Berea, people from, and this person is a school of music at UK. We'll have people traveling to Kentucky or just people in surrounding towns who are interested in visiting or seeing a performance of, say, Carrie Newcomer, for example. And so you'll have emails inquiring information. Typically, it'll be something along the lines of, hey, I saw this great performance that's going to happen at Berea College. We love Berea College. Or where are the tickets? I want to buy tickets. How do I get tickets? And then you just go along and simply say, well, this is a free event. Of course, after your formal greeting, this is a free event. And then just click links to different events from our convocation homepage. And then typically they'll just show up. But this one in particular is one of the emails I'm very, very, very sure that you will be receiving fall of 2021, because, you know, it's that transition between virtual to possibly being in person. At the time being, we aren't sure if it's going to be all in person or if it's going to be virtual. But let's say, you know, there are people who are so confused. You're going to have an email like this coming in and saying, is this in person or not in person? Are they going to be in Kentucky or are they not going to be in Kentucky? So just things like that. So just be prepared to answer it. At this point in time, when this email was sent, everything is virtual right now. But in the fall, we won't know. We don't know yet. So just respond to that. And when you do respond to emails like this in the fall, please make it very clear what the rules during this COVID-19 pandemic are if convocations are in person, because we don't want them to violate or put any other students at risk if, you know, convocations are open to the public. So like I said, final decisions are not made yet, but just make sure you are very specific when answering emails like this, because we don't want to overstep any rules or boundaries that the school has set up for people who are not from Berea College and convocation. But we will see in the future. Okay, so we're done with email etiquette. But what about after you tell them, come meet me in my office? Well, okay, well, what now? Well, these are just 4 of the questions you can ask to confirm that a student did go to the convocation. So like I mentioned, Carrie Newcomer, it was the most recent convocation. So you can say, what did you like about the Carrie Newcomer convocation? And the person can get to talking. Or, you know, they may just be honest, like, I didn't really like it, you know? 2, who scanned your card? This is a very, very, very important question. And I'll note why later, but you can refer to the photos of ushers. If, you know, you remember when I was in the office, I would make sure to list in the wall behind me and have photos of every usher, and I'd print them out and post them on the wall. And that way students could say, I don't know, it was a girl with braids. Okay, well, here's a wall of some of the students. Some of them don't have braids in the picture, but do you remember who it could have been? And you could, you know, narrow it down to, oh, I think it was them, or I think it was them. Well, now you have 2 possible ushers, or they know for sure it was one usher. Now you know who the usher was that scanned their card. Question 3, what was the questions from the Q&A section that you really liked? Again, this is just specific, because at the end of the day, you want to ask specific questions, not something very general, something they could have read from the description of the convocation or on the pamphlet, you know? And then 4th, just again, kind of making them think a bit, what question, if any, would you have asked the convocation speaker? And this is just, again, getting their gears turning. So no, this is in relation to question 2. If the same usher scanned the people who are having credit issues, there are 2 possible issues. 1, convocation usher may need practice on how to scan, or 2, the scanner itself may be having issues. So typically what would happen when I would work for a convocation, there was always issues with a particular scanner. I cannot remember what number it was. There was 1 or 2 scanners that just were having a hard time. I'd set them ready to save data, and for some reason, they would not scan everything and not scan it properly. So you will encounter scanner issues, which is why it's important to make note of what usher is where and what usher used what scanner. So let's say, you know, Sarah used scanner 3 and Daniela used scanner 4. And a lot of people are having issues with Daniela's scanner because everyone who walked out of her door and got their card scanned by her just was having issues with no common credit being reflected. So now you know either Daniela needs more practice scanning or the scanner itself is just having issues. But all right, so this is gonna just wrap up our meeting. And if you have any questions, again, feel free to reach out, but let's just hop on to the next video.